Hello, everyone, and welcome to another in the series of talks entitled Understanding Diabetes. My name is Desmond Croker. I'm a registered nurse and Caribbean certified diabetes educator. This series comes to you with the compliments of Annie's Memorial Education Center. Today, as promised in our last video, we will be discussing type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is a condition in which all or the majority of insulin producing cells of the pancreas are destroyed. Insulin is responsible for helping sugar from our food to enter the cells of our bodies so that energy can be produced. Although scientists have not yet come up with a direct cause of type 1 diabetes, I believe there could be at least, it is believed, that there could be at least 3 factors that can contribute to the onset of type 1 diabetes. These are 1. A genetic susceptibility. While this is not one of those conditions that can be inherited from your parents, it is believed that there is something in the genes that can make a person susceptible to type 1 diabetes that would make them actually get that disease. The second thing that is believed, it is believed that it comes from an autoimmune response. All right? An autoimmune response is the body's own defense system, for some unknown reason, starting to fight against itself by attacking the cells of the pancreas that is responsible for making insulin, thus rendering the pancreas unable to perform the duty of providing insulin for the processing of the sugars in your food. A third concept is that it can be caused due to environmental conditions such as viruses or toxins. So the person would have had an attack or an infectious disease caused from a virus, or will have been exposed to certain toxins. And it is believed that these could trigger the immune response that we talked about in the previous point. All right, and this immune response is what would lead to the destruction of the cells. Type 1 diabetes make up a very small portion of the diabetes population, approximately 5 to 10%. Persons with type 1 diabetes are usually diagnosed before they reach the age of 30 years. And that's why at one time this type of diabetes was known as juvenile diabetes. However, there are persons that are diagnosed after 30 years, and so juvenile diabetes might not be a good definition or a good name to give this type of diabetes. So compared to type 2 diabetes, these persons are also usually thin or normal body weight, whereas with type 2 diabetes, they're usually overweight. With type 2 diabetes, also with type 1 diabetes, the onset is sudden. while for type 2, it is slow and insidious. So the destruction of insulin producing cells lead to a buildup of sugar in the blood, as there is no insulin to help with the movement of sugar from the blood into the cells. This excess sugar is eventually recognized by the kidneys as waste, and as such, the kidneys would make efforts to now get rid of this excess sugar. However, in the process of getting rid of the excess sugar, water and some essential electrolytes are lost, which can lead to a life-threatening condition called diabetic ketoacidosis, or DKA. This is an emergency and needs to be dealt with at an emergency room in the hospital. Because the person with type 1 diabetes is no longer producing insulin, they now have to inject daily doses of insulin to help the body to process the sugar in the food they eat so that it can produce energy. This again is another reason why at one time type 1 diabetes was known as insulin dependent diabetes. But again, this term gives the impression that persons who use insulin are people who are type 1, which is not necessarily so. So we have done away with that term, that definition of type 1 diabetes. Treatment with insulin can also place the person with type 1 in the other end of the spectrum, where the blood sugar can get too low, and this is also life-threatening. Along with insulin, the treatment for type 1 diabetes include adopting some healthy lifestyle habits, like making healthy food choices, becoming physically active, managing the blood sugar and blood pressure, and cholesterol. There is no one size fits all, however, when it comes to managing diabetes. And as such, it is highly recommended that you sit down with a diabetes educator who will be able to work with you to come up with the best plan for the management of your diabetes under these headings. Please visit our website at amcec.net. I repeat, amcec.net to learn more about diabetes management. And while you're there, take advantage of our free 30-minute consultation where you'll have the opportunity to help you to identify areas in your diabetes management that you will need to focus on, and also to help you to devise strategies for meeting those needs. So that's it for now. See you next time when we shall take a look at our next topic, type 2 diabetes. And remember that healthy lifestyle begins with a choice. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that you will be notified when our next video is out. Thank you. See you next time.